Okay, well, tonight's practice is a more gentle and reflective practice, and we're going to begin actually in a reclined position. So take a moment to settle yourself onto your mat in a reclined posture, similar to the way we end our yoga typically on Shavasana. So just lay your body down on the mat and take a nice full breath in and let it go. Feel the weight of the body coming down to the mat. Beginning to notice the breath in the body as you're breathing. Letting the breath slow down just a bit. Bring one hand to the low belly and the other hand to the heart. Feel the movement of the body with the breath. We're going to begin now with a nice full inhale and then a slow 3-part exhale. Fill the body. On the exhale, blowing through the mouth like you're almost blowing through a straw. Let the cheeks get big. And 3 parts. Let the breath come out of the chest, out of the mid-body, and then all the way out. Inhale all the way to fullness. Exhale in 3 parts. Inhale to fullness, and on the exhale, blowing like through a straw, letting the shoulders come down, and then the ribs folding, and then the low belly, navel coming towards the spine. Repeating that pattern for 3 to 5 breaths. Letting the breath be slow. Letting the exhale be complete. Feeling the fullness on the inhale. And that full release. After you finish the next cycle, we'll switch and begin with a 3-part inhale. Filling into the low belly, filling into the ribs, and then all the way to the top. And at the very top, blowing through that straw in one long, slow breath. Inhale through the 3 parts and one long exhale. And repeating that for 3 to 5 times. Let your cheeks puff out a little bit as you hold your lips in a straw shape. And let go of tension in the body as you lean against that pursed lips. Three-part inhale. One slow, long exhale, letting go in the body. On the inhale, filling all the way to fullness in 3 parts. And then a slow, long exhale. Finishing the breath you're on and taking one more. And And then returning to the natural breath and just checking in with your heart and how you're doing this evening. What is the emotional body experiencing? And can you bring a little gratitude to your practice tonight? What's going on in your world that you can be thankful for? Whether it be something in your physical body, something in your home, your work, in your relationships. One thing that's bringing you a bit of joy tonight. And letting your arms rest alongside the body as you gently tip the chin over to the left shoulder. Inhale as you roll the nose up and slowly roll the chin to the right shoulder. Inhale to center, one more time off to the left, back to center, and off to the right. As you come back to center, bring your knees in towards the chest. Place your hands on your kneecaps and draw a few circles around on your back. This last week I had a little strain on my back, and the yoga postures have been very helpful in working with that, especially cat-cow. Let the right leg go long as you lift the left toes to the sky and walk your hands up the back of that leg. Draw some circles with the ankle. Lengthen the hamstring and let that heel drift a little bit left and right. And then bring that left knee into the right hand and bring it across the body as it reaches out towards me, and the other hand out to the left, with the gaze to the left. Inhale here and let go. Gently bring that knee back to center and draw the right knee in as the left heel goes long. Walk your hands up the back of that leg and gently wave that heel a little bit left and right as you're lengthening the hamstring. Place the right knee into the left hand as you extend the right foot off to the left and the gaze in the right hand off to the right. Big breath in and let it go. Bring the left knee back and then roll over onto your abdomen. We'll come into a crocodile posture. The feet are spread apart with the inner blades of the feet pressing towards the mat and your hands folded underneath your forehead. Take a moment to do a little cat-cow with the pelvis, just tucking it into the earth, lifting a bit, back and forth. Then bend the knees and windshield wiper the heels a little bit to the left and right. And then zip the legs together. Bring the hands underneath the shoulder points. And inhale up into your cobra a bit, maybe a baby cobra. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift a bit. And soften. One more time, lifting. And soften. Reach the hands out into a T. Inhale and lift. And soften. Press into the finger points. Inhale, lift. And soften. Inhale, lift, keeping the crown of the head reaching forward. And soften. And bring your hands out into a Y. Finger points up on spider fingers. Inhale, lift. And soften. Inhale, rise. And soften. Last time, inhale, lift. And release. Bring hands underneath the shoulder points, tuck your toes. Lift the hips up and back over the knees, coming to your table. And take a little cat-cow here. This is so comforting to the low back when you rock the pelvis. And you can add in the entire spine if you'd like, tucking the toes a little and breathing. Inhale, Vidyasana, cow posture. Exhale, Marjariasana. And you can also go a little bit left and right with the ribs, whatever feels good to you. Keep listening to your body. And then pausing in table and kicking the right heel back, left thumb to the sky, gaze over the edge of the mat. Inhale, a little lift. Exhale, sweep off center. Inhale, long and away. Inhale, long. As you sweep away, pull that navel in. Inhale, long, and bring that hand down to the mat and the right knee down to the mat. Cleansing breath. Push your left heel out, right thumb to the sky. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sweep off center. Inhale, long and away. Lengthen out and away. And bring that hand back to the center and the knee down to the mat. Cleansing breath. Walk the hands one handprint forward. And then squeeze your glutes and lift your heart a little bit in a modified up dog. Exhale, push your hips back towards child pose as you lengthen the fingers forward. Let the tailbone to fingertips be long. Then tuck your toes and float into a plank. Rock a bit on your plank and then exhale, push the hips high. Down dog. Enjoy your down dog for a breath and then float back to plank. And we'll warm up here a little bit. Drop the knees, push the hips back towards child's. Inhale, coming forward, lift the heart, modified up dog. Exhale, push it back. Inhale, coming to plank, tuck the toes. Exhale, down dog. And one more time through that, plank. Drop the knees, child's pose. Inhale, modified up dog, lift the heart. Exhale, hips back, child's pose. Inhale, tuck the toes, float to plank. Exhale, down dog. Staying in down dog, now pedal out the backs of the legs. Wag the tail a bit. Get comfortable in your down dog. Then roll up onto the balls of the feet and slowly bring the heels down towards the mat. Inhale as you look between the thumbs, and then gently walk the feet towards the hands till you're coming into a forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, nice and flat back. Exhale and fold, scoop the belly in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and fold. Inhale, sweep your arms behind you as you rise all the way up. And exhale, release. Coming to your mat in a standing posture. And just letting go of any tension that may have built in that early part of our practice. So we'll do a little balance now. Can always be challenging. So we'll bring all the weight to one leg and raise that one knee, the other knee. And then take it into that same hand on that same side. Just gently let it open up just a bit. And then pass it to the other hand. And gently sweep the hand back as you come into a twist here. Taking the gaze with it if that's available to you. Breathing. And coming back to standing. Shake out the standing leg. And
And finding the weight on the other foot. Balance can be so challenging, especially if you have anything going on in your feet, you know, really sensing the attention in the foot helps me balance and feeling that tallness and maybe holding a focus point. Bring the knee up, let the knee float out a bit, and then pass the knee to the other hand and slowly sweep that hand back. And this gets real challenging because you're moving your gaze if you're taking your gaze to that hand as it sweeps back. And coming forward again, bringing your knee down, your foot down I should say, and good job. However that turned out for you, just taking the flow of balance as it arrives. Coming to the top of your mat, we're going to have a little flow here. We'll start with a sun salutation C, Sari Namaskara C. So finding your mountain. The weight is in your heels. Your feet are parallel to the long edge of the mat. Just take a moment, a big breath in here. And let it go as your joints stack. Stay right here on your mountain. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Arms come out. You fold at the hips. Hands come towards the earth. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep back up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. These half salutations are a good warm up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. And this time, let's move forward. Inhale up. Exhale, folding at the hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold and step back on the right, bringing the right knee down, untucking the toes. And raise your hands up as your hips sink towards that left heel. This modified warrior one. Feel the tallness in your arms as they align with your ears. A little bit of lift in your heart. Exhale, fold, and draw that left hip way back. This hurdler stretch, so toes pointed forward and then draw them towards your nose. And walk your hands back up to frame that left foot. Tuck the back toes coming into your runner's lunge. Take your block and set it on the inside of that left foot so you're in a supported runner's lunge with the heart lifted. Exhale, draw the left hip back. We're coming towards a pyramid pose. Inhale, coming forward, runner's lunge. Exhale, draw it back, pyramid pose. Inhale, keep the knee over the ankle, runner's lunge. Exhale, pyramid. And this time, walk your hands over the block. Tripod them out from that front foot and lift the back foot in a standing split. Breathing here for 3 breaths. Try and keep that back knee straight. And gently letting that back foot come down to the mat. Press the feet away from each other and rise to your crescent lunge. A little lift in the heart. And exhale and fold, setting your block aside. Step back for your plank. And we'll take a little flow here. So bring your knees down, your elbows in, chest and chin. Inhale, raise the heart. Exhale, push the hips up, down dog. Inhale the right foot up, bend the knee, stack the hips. Let that open a bit in that fire hydrant pose. And then bring that right knee behind the right wrist. I like to use a block under my right hand as I bring that shin forward in a pigeon. This is a great stretch for the outer right hip. Making sure everything feels comfortable. The knee should be comfortable. Just feel yourself lengthen out of that right hip. And breathe with it. And go ahead and frame your hands back onto the mat. Tuck the back toes and push that right foot back up to the sky. Couple circles with the ankle in one direction and then the other. On the exhale, draw that right knee towards the chest. Step forward between the hands. Coming to your runner's lunge. Leave the left hand down and the right hand turns to the sky. Dragonfly twist. Exhale, the hand comes down. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming to the top of the sky, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. And release. Great job. We'll take that same flow on the other side. Finding your mountain. Feel the weight landing in the heels and taking a cleansing breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold at the hips. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold and step back on the left. Let the left knee come down. Hands rise up alongside the ears and then let the hips sink towards that forward heel. This modified warrior one. Exhale, fold, and draw that right hip back in that hurdler stretch as you lengthen out the back of that right leg. And possibly drawing the toes back too. And then when you're ready, walk your hands forward to frame the foot, tuck the back toes, come to your runner's lunge. Bring the block on the inside of that right foot. Lift the heart up a little bit more in that runner's lunge. Exhale, draw the hip back. Feel that lengthen out in your pyramid. Inhale, let the knee come forward over the ankle. Use the block to lift the heart. Exhale, draw that hip back. You can let the heart float down towards the knee for an intensifying of the back hamstring stretch. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Now as we come forward, tripod the hands out from the front foot. Lift the back leg, point through the toes. Couple breaths here. And gently letting the back foot land. Press the feet away from each other. Rise into a crescent lunge. And exhale, fold. Setting your block aside. Step back to your plank. Taking a flow here, dropping your knees, chest and chin, elbows in. Inhale, raise the heart, cobra. Exhale, push to down dog. Inhale the left foot up, bend the knees, stack the hips, fire hydrant. Exhale, bring the left knee behind the left wrist. I like to put my hand on a block on that side. It helps me get the shin forward, more parallel with the short edge of the mat. Taking that stretch in that outer left hip. And breathing with that. And then framing your hands out, letting that left foot reach up to the sky. Couple circles with the ankles. And bringing that left foot forward between the hands. Right hand down, left hand to the sky, dragonfly twist. And exhale, bring the hand down, step to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And release, letting go of those arms and shaking it out a little bit as you recover from that flow. Then let's come back to the top of the mat. We'll come into Sari Namaskara B, a sun salutation B. Feel the weight landing in your heels. Reach your arms a little behind you. Take a breath in. Exhale, drop the hips, come into your chair. One breath here. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and step back for your plank. Now I'm going to take some side planks here, and that'll be our flow. So you choose if you'd like to do a regular flow or if you'd like to do side planks. And then choose the side plank that works for you. So you can bring a knee down and side plank on a knee, or you can stay with your feet apart and roll both heels off to the right as you lift the left hand up. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. Inhale, coming back to the center. Exhale, push the hips up, down dog. Inhale, reach the right foot up. Exhale, bring it between the hands. Let the back heel drop because we're coming into a warrior two footing. So let the arch of the back foot intersect the heel. And then let the arms come up parallel to the earth. Warrior two. Feet pressing away from each other. Hips are side facing. Feel the spine lengthening straight up through the crown. Soften the shoulders and breathe for 3. Feel the belly fill. Exhale, 2. Belly fill. Exhale, 3. Drop the elbow to the knee. Reach up through the hand. Extended side angle. You can keep your hand here or let it drift over the ear. Feel the back heel. Reach through the fingertips. Long line of energy. Breathing. Let the breath really fill the low belly. Oxygenate you. Sweeping gently back, warrior two. Slow the breath. Let yourself be present. Rotate the front palm up. Come to that reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Hand to the sky, hand to the earth. Keep the back kneecap drawn up. Breathing here for 3, 2, last one. Warrior two. Staying soft in the gaze. A really hard posture. Lift the corners of the mouth just a bit. Draw that front hip back as you float the arms out and gently fall into Trikonasana or triangle posture. Lengthening through the back of that leg, keeping a little space between the side body and the thigh, and breathing. Now we're going to move into half moon. So soften the knee a bit, take your block and just triangulate it out on a diagonal from the foot. So you plant the block. You can do it in a number 2 position or number 1 position. Float the back leg, stack the hips, lengthen through the crown, lift the other arm. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Gently bring the back foot down and bring that block to the inside of that foot. We're going to take a side lunge. Heel toe the back foot back a little bit till you feel a little inner thigh stretch. Let the hands rest on the block, keeping that knee over the ankle to keep that knee safe. And just let yourself stretch a bit there. And then lift the hips up, take the block to the center, turn those toes from the front of the mat to the side of the mat. And then slowly let your hips lean back as your fingers crawl forward, like a wide leg down dog. And gently walking your hands back towards the block and back to the top of your mat, setting your block aside. Step that right foot back to meet your left. Coming into your plank, and we'll take a side plank on the other side. Practitioner's choice, however you'd like to do it. Big breath here. Returning to plank and pushing into downward facing dog. We'll take these postures on the other side. Inhale the left foot up. And exhale, bring it forward between the hands. Drop the back heel. And sweep on up to your warrior two. Let your shoulders drift away from the ears. And let yourself really engage in that warrior two posture the best you can for 3 breaths. Draw the pelvic floor in. Draw the navel to the spine. Breathing. Slowly let the elbow land on the knee as the other arm reaches up to the sky and then over the ear. Breathing here for 3. Big breath 2. 1 more. Returning to warrior 2. Keep the tension between the 2 feet. Flip the front hand and gently move to peaceful warrior. Keep the back and kneecap drawn up. 2 more breaths. And back to warrior 2. Check in with that front knee. Sometimes it wants to drift a little. Keep it over the ankle. 3 breaths here. Then draw that hip back. Float the arms out and come into your triangle posture, Trikonasana. The gaze on Trikonasana can be down at the earth, out to the side, or up at the sky. Whatever feels right for you tonight. Keep the neck comfortable and breathing. And then softening that knee, taking the block out at a diagonal from that front foot and coming into your half moon. Flex the back foot, lift up in that left hip. So the body is floating out of the hip and breathing there. And then gently letting that back foot down and bring that block to the inside of that foot as you heel toe back for that inner thigh stretch and a side lunge. Try and keep the knee over the ankle. Lift the heart a bit. And then lifting up the hips and walk yourself to the long edge of the mat. Heels are going to be out just a little bit more than the toes. And this time we'll walk our hands through the legs, coming to a bit more of an inversion. And let your head nod a moment. And then turn side to side as you release the neck. Bring your hands underneath the gaze, flatten the back. Leave one hand down and draw a bow with the other hand as your sacrum stays flat, but the spine twists as the hand goes to the sky. Straddle, fold, twist. Bringing that hand down, planting it on the earth. Draw the bow on the other side. Reach that hand for the sky. Keep breathing. And gently bring that hand down. Lengthen out through the neck and gently walk your hands back to the top of the mat. As you bring your left foot back to meet your right, coming to a plank. We'll go ahead and bring our knees down, elbows in, chest and chin. Inhale, roll up in cobra. Exhale, push to down dog. Let the hips sway a little bit left and right. 2 or 3 breaths here in down dog. Looking between the thumbs on the exhale, hop or walk to the top of your mat. Inhale for a half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees and the hips, reach behind you. Sweep up into your chair. 2 or 3 breaths here. Bring your hands to your heart and tuck your right elbow on the inside of the right knee, and then let your hands reach for the earth and the sky as your heart turns to the side. Return to prayer in a chair. Tuck the left elbow inside the left knee and reach one hand to the sky, one to the earth, and breathe. Returning to prayer in a chair, lower the hips and push up and out, giving those legs a good shake. They got a bit of tension at the end of that flow. Just shaking out anything that's built up in your legs. Okay, and then coming back into your mountain posture. Find your breath and let it go. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Step back for a plank. Rock a bit on your toes. Then bring your knees down. Push your hips back towards your heels in a child's pose. Lengthen out through the fingertips. And then bring your hips right over the knees. Walk your hands back and come up into a pillar pose, tucking your toes. Squeeze the glutes a bit to really keep the legs sturdy. And I'm going to face you so you can kind of see me from this angle as well. Maybe I'd like you to see the toes a little. So have yourself in a very sturdy kneeling posture. And now we're going to take a few little movements here with the spine. So gently rotate to the left, back to center, to the right, back to center. Keep the glutes squeezed, keep the hips steady. Turn to the left, center, and right, center. Now we're going to turn a little bit in a side bend. Hand on the left hip as you sweep over in a side bend to the left. Inhale through the center. Keep the glute squeeze. Side bend to the right. One more time each side. Inhale through center. Exhale, side bend. And now bring your hands down onto the mat. And take a moment to do a few cat-cows with the spine. We're taking all kinds of movements with the spine. And And gently bring the hands one handprint forward. Toes are tucked and float to your plank. Exhale, push up to down dog. Drop the heels towards the mat. Ears land between the biceps. Inhale, coming forward, lengthen from heel to crown. Exhale, push up. Inhale, forward. Exhale, up. 2 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, push up. 1 more. And up. Bring the knees down to the mat. And let your hands be a little bit wider towards the edge of the mat. Option to lengthen the spine, knees down, or to box up, whichever works better for you. But your arms or your hands are under your shoulder points, and you're going to let the elbows flare out as you do a few push-ups here for 3, 2, 1. 1 more. And push the hips back, cleansing breath, child's pose. And then gently walking the knees forward between the hands as you come down onto your bottom. And we lengthen back out into a reclined posture. We'll get ready for a bridge here, bringing our heels right behind the hips. Roll the shoulders under. And the option is always to grab the edge of the mat if you'd like to, or just to let your arms be soft alongside the body. Bring your attention to the belly. Fill it up with the breath. Exhale, push the spine towards the earth. Again, fill. And control that as you're really pushing the spine down. On our third breath, we're going to come up into a bridge now. Push into the heels and the shoulders. Begin to squeeze the glutes. Lift the chin and breathe. Two or 3 breaths here. Engage the pelvic floor by bringing the tailbone towards the pubic bone. And then slowly draw the spine towards the earth, vertebrae by vertebrae, as the tailbone comes towards the heels. Extend the right leg, cage the ears. Lift through the heart as you turn and lift towards that left knee. Inhaling back, exhaling up. Nice and slow. Little activation of the obliques. Breathing with this. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. And release. Bring that right heel back behind the hips. We'll prepare for our second bridge. When you're ready, roll the hips up to the sky. A little tension between the heels and the shoulders. And then bring all the weight to the right foot as the left foot floats forward. Keep that hip lifted and point the left toe up to the sky. Gently bring that left foot back to the earth. And slowly unwind the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Let the left heel go long, cage the ears. Exhale, coming into your twist and lift. Keep the toes on the left flexed. Exhale as you lift and twist a little bit to the right. Using those obliques for 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Releasing back to the mat and bringing the left heel up towards the glutes. And we'll take the bridge posture one more time. Let the arms be soft alongside the body. Find the breath in the body. And when you're ready, roll on up into your bridge. Let the knees come a bit together. And if you're ready, bring some weight into that left foot as the right heel floats forward. And then toes to the sky. With the next exhale, bring that heel back to the earth. One more breath here as you engage the pelvic floor and the abdomen. And then draw that spine down vertebrae by vertebrae. Unwinding. Let the knees come in towards the chest and draw some circles with the back. And then drop your heels. Bring the block underneath the sacrum. We're going to take Viparita Karani, or legs up the wall, one of my favorite restorative postures. When you feel your sacrum is steady on the block, float the knees up over the chest and let the heels come to the sky. Nearly effortless. Let yourself go here for a few breaths, letting yourself become heavy. Sometimes there is difficulty present. Can we accept that? Denying difficulty makes it hard to create space to take care of the feelings. Instead, we can acknowledge it and bring kindness to it. Difficulty is part of the human experience. Let the heels drift apart if you'd like. Inner thigh stretch, circles with the ankles. All humans experience difficulty, but we can bring kindness to the difficulty, not to make it go away, but because it is difficult and it deserves kindness. Bring the heels back together. So rather than adding a burden of resistance, offer acceptance and kindness. Let the knees come in towards the chest. Breathing here. And then let the heels drift towards the earth. Bridging up and taking the block out from underneath you. Bring the right ankle across the left knee. Press that thigh away from you a bit as the toes on the right flex. Another option is to bring your hands behind the left thigh, right elbow into the right thigh for the number 4 or eye of the needle pose. And draw the left thigh towards your chest and rock just a little bit off to one side to intensify that stretch, going off a little bit further to the left. And gently unwinding that posture. The right heel lands and the left ankle comes across the right knee. Press that thigh away. Breathing. And tuck your hands behind the right thigh as you draw it in towards you. And rock a little left and right to intensify that stretch in the outer left hip. Breathing. And gently releasing as you slide your hands down your inner thighs for your ankles or big toes. We'll come into happy baby. Let the heels come up towards the sky and rock a little bit to find the four corners of the back. Breathing here in this posture. Knees spread a bit. And gently releasing the feet. Let the left leg go long, right knee in the left hand. Bring that knee across the body. Take the right hand out to the right, and then fold the elbow and let the hand rest on the ribs. Take a breath in and let it go. Slide the left hand underneath the right knee. Bring yourself back through center. Let the right leg go long as the left knee comes into the right hand and rolls out over to the right. Take the left hand out in a T. Bend the elbow. Bring the hands to the ribs. Gaze off to the left. Big breath in here. And release. Slide the right hand underneath the knee and bring yourself back to center. As we prepare for our final resting posture, let yourself get comfortable. With the arms and legs a little away from the sides of the body, let there be space. Take up all the space you need. Feel the bones get long. Space between the joints. Let the bones be heavy. With each exhale, let the earth support you. Letting go in the shoulders, the arms, heavy in the hips, and through the legs. Let the head be heavy, the brow be soft, the eyes soft and the cheeks soft. Let the lower jaw separate a bit from the upper jaw, and the tongue be thick in the back of the mouth. Let the throat fill the neck, and the attention begin to rest over the heart as you care for your spirit, breath by breath. Moment by moment, with presence and kindness.
Begin to feel the earth underneath you. How large and supportive it is. And then noticing you resting on the earth. Beginning to find a little movement in your hands or feet. And taking a bit of a stretch if that feels good for you. And when you're ready, drawing your knees in towards the chest. Cross your ankles and rock the hips a little left and right, comforting the low back. When you're ready, meet me in a seated posture. We'll close our practice time together. Thank you, friends, for joining me for this evening's yoga practice, where we were a little more reflective. I hope you take some of this practice into your week, caring for yourself each day with the breath and gentle movement. May you know peace. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, friends. So good to practice with you.